starting with chapter 3 circles, standard 10th. And to begin with the chapter, we'll first clear what are the basics of the chapter. Okay, so as we know, when we draw a circle, we have a radius. This is called a radius. Now we are not going into the definition of radius, okay, but you know what is a radius, being a 10th standard student. Then this is a diameter. Okay, now a diameter is actually, this is radius and this is also radius, so diameter is actually 2 times of radius, you know that. Okay, then this is a chord. AB is a chord. And what is the difference between a chord and a diameter? Nothing. A diameter is a chord. Okay, in fact it is the longest chord of the circle. Okay, so it is clear to you what is a chord. Okay, and can we call this OA? Can we call this OA as a chord? No, it is a radius. A radius is not a chord, but a diameter is a chord. Okay, now how will you say that this radius is not a chord? Because a chord has both its endpoints on the circumference, whereas you can see here OA has only one point on the circumference. This is at the center. Then you have a secant. Okay, I'll draw a secant. This is, say, PQ. PQ is a secant. What is the difference between a chord and a secant? Nothing. A chord is a segment, whereas this chord, when extended into a line form, it is called a secant. Okay, a secant is almost like a chord, just that it is a line, it is a segment. Okay, then you have tangent. You know what is a tangent? The line that touches the circle in one point is called a tangent. Okay, here line L is the tangent. Okay, this all things you have learnt, and what you have learnt in 9th standard we will quickly revise. You have learnt perpendicular drawn, perpendicular drawn to the chord bisects the chord. This you have learnt. Okay, so AM will be equal to MB. This you have learnt in 9th standard. Then you have learnt that congruent chords of circle are equidistant from the center. Suppose this is AB, this is LM. Okay, so the distance of this is 3 centimeters, so this also will be 3 centimeters. Okay, congruent chords are equidistant from the center. Then you have learned the segment joining the midpoint of the chord and the circle. Suppose it is given M is the midpoint of AB and this is the center. So the segment joining the midpoint of the chord and the center of the circle is perpendicular to the chord. This theorem also you have learnt. Okay, then let us see what we have here now in 10th standard. Now this theorem says that tangent at any point of the circle is perpendicular to radius. Okay, this is radius, this is tangent, so it will be perpendicular, radius will be perpendicular to tangent. Okay, at the point of contact, the point at which the tangent meets the circle is called the point of contact. Okay, so this is one point. The theorem is not at all important because it is an indirect proof. Okay, second one says that a line perpendicular to the radius at its point on the circle is the tangent to the circle. So it is the converse. If it is given that this line is perpendicular to the radius, then it simply means that this line is the tangent to the circle. Okay, now the next theorem is very important. So in the important theorem that is on your textbook page number 53, you can go through the theorem. I am just giving you the overall explanation of this theorem, which says that tangent segments drawn from an external point are congruent. Now you can see PQ is a tangent, okay, but I will call this PQ only segment. If you see segment PQ, it is called a tangent segment. So if they are drawn from an external point PQ, tangent segment PQ and tangent segment PR, this we have to prove them congruent. So it is very easy. They both are the part of which triangles? They both are the part of these two triangles, yes or no? PQO and PRO. So you know that this is 90-degree, radius perpendicular to tangent. Then what can you say the congruent parts? Hypotenuse PO is congruent to hypotenuse PO, correct? Yes. Then you have OQ congruent to OR, radii of same circle. When you have hypotenuse congruent, one another congruent part, that means the triangles are congruent by hypotenuse side theorem. Okay, and once this both triangles are congruent by hypotenuse side theorem, you can write PQ congruent to PR, CS, CT. Okay, so I have just given you the explanation. We will be starting with exercise 3.1.